Dear listeners, my name is Anthony Clark.
And I'm Melanie Clark.
And we are the Amazing Clarks. We're both award-winning certified life and love coaches and a husband and wife duo that have been coaching together as a team for 24 years and that have been passionately in love for 34. They call us the Amazing Clarks because we empower people to live amazing lives.
And we're here to help you get from where you are to where you want to be in life and love. Love the Amazing Clarks is our personal love letter to all of you that love love.
That's right. You guys know that we love love. So let's get this party started. Today, we have another amazing podcast for you guys. Today's main topic is Leggo My Ego.
Ooh.
Leggo My Ego. So we're going to talk about the ego and the impact that it has on your relationship and how it could benefit you from understanding the ego.
Yeah.
And we're going to give you some techniques on how to master your ego to make it work for you so you can have more success in love, dating, and life in general.
Yes.
So I'm excited about that because that's a topic that we've been dealing with a lot with our coaching clients.
Yes.
So, but before we jump to the main topic, it's time for catching up with the Clarks.
Yeah.
So, this is where we let you guys know what's going on in our personal life to kind of update you so you can get an insider's look at how we grow our love and live our life.
Yes.
So, babe, any news, anything exciting that you want to share with the people, what you've been up to?
Well, my exciting news is I got you to Long Beach with me in the Long Beach apartment.
Yeah, it's about time.
Yeah. It's nice for us to be back together, and we're spending about a month in Southern California. But with that month of us being here and doing work together, I'm really missing our grandson.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah,
me too.
That's really what I've been focused on, is enjoying time with you. I have been growing my business.
Yes, you have.
Super excited about that. I'm growing. I'm in LA. I'm in Charlotte. And now I'm going to be in Miami.
There you go. Get it, girl.
So my brand is growing. I'm really loving that. I'm loving my individual work. And I'm loving the work that we're doing together. You're right. We've been doing a lot of client work, a lot of couples. And the ego is running rampant right now. So I'm excited for today's topic. How about you? What's going on with you?
It feels good to be in Long Beach. You know, I love Long Beach. We've lived here for many, many years. So this is like this still feels like my first home.
Yes.
And it's good to be close to the beach. I love the beach. I'm enjoying hanging out at the beach.
Yeah.
Doing my little meditations and workouts at the beach. I'm enjoying us dating.
Yes.
Southern Cal style.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Taking you to different restaurants, and that's fun. That's always good to have yummy food. But besides that, I'm really missing our grandson.
Yeah.
And you know, I thought it was funny because people were telling me like, hey, once you have a grandson, it's going to be so different with a grandchild than it is with your children. I'm like, sure it will. Sure it will.
Yeah.
And it's different. It's very different.
It's so
and it's not necessarily it's a better love, a stronger love. It's just a very different type of love. It's a very deep love and connection that I feel to that beautiful little ball of joy.
Yeah.
And so I can't wait to get back to him. So besides that, you know, we'll be back in another week.
2 weeks.
Okay, I can hold out for 2 more weeks.
Yeah,
I think.
We got 2 more weeks here.
I think. And so I'm looking forward to that. So that's basically what I've been up to. Oh, and also working on our different businesses. We got a lot of exciting things coming.
Yeah.
But we'll talk about that.
We'll get to that. We'll get to that.
Yes.
Anthony, I just want to say it is bringing me so much joy watching you be a grandparent. So when we FaceTime our little sweet baby Ace and our daughter Tony every day for the Mimi and Pop Pop show, which I love, your energy just shifts into like just so much love and joy. Like you just get tickled. And I'm really enjoying watching that side of you. It's so cute. You know, when we coach couples, I always tell men, like, when you are loving your children, your wife falls more in love with you, right? Because we have this mama heart. We're mama bears, right? So when we see our husband, our partners also pouring love onto our children, like it just creates this love for you because you're loving our children the same way that we are. And then seeing you as a grandparent love our grandson so deeply, it just is making me fall more in love with you. I just love it so much. I'm so grateful to be having this experience with you.
Oh, likewise, baby.
Thank you, honey. Thank you.
Yes. So that was really good for my ego.
Good.
Leggo My Ego.
I'm glad that it was good for your ego.
The perfect segue.
Yes.
The perfect segue to the main topic.
Yeah.
Okay, so today's topic, like I said earlier, is we're going to talk about the ego. Okay. Everybody has an ego. And Well, it's not a bad thing or a good thing. It just depends on how you're using it, whether it's working for you or against you.
Yep.
So the reason I wanted to go with this topic is because in relationships, there are certain fundamentals that if you can get the fundamentals, then you could take off from there. You could fly. You could reach so many other higher levels.
Yeah.
But if you don't learn the fundamentals, it's going to be really difficult to climb to higher levels of love, connection, growth, and understanding. And you won't evolve at the rate that you can potentially evolve.
Mm-hmm.
So one of those basic fundamentals is understanding your ego and not letting your ego run your life or run your relationship. Because I'm telling you right now, if your ego is running it, it will destroy your life. Eventually, it will eventually destroy your relationship. And sometimes people hear about the ego and they get defensive. I don't have an ego. I don't have an ego.
That's the ego.
That's the ego.
Right?
Yeah. And so let's start with that. Okay. And we're going to walk you guys through the process. And by the end of this, my goal is to give you guys the tools and the guidance and the direction that you need to master your ego and make it work for you to make your relationship better. We don't want you to get rid of your ego. We're just going to show you because the ego is incredibly powerful and useful if you know how to use it correctly. So that's what we're going to work on. I want to accomplish in today's episode.
Yeah. So it's really interesting that a lot of times when we work with couples, and this has happened in our marriage as well, the other person can be doing something, but they can't see it. They can't see that they have this certain behavior, and then the partner wants to point it out, and the other person just can't receive that feedback because their ego doesn't want to accept that maybe they're doing something that's not perfect. The ego wants to be perfect. It always wants to be perceived as perfect. It has all the answers. It always is right. And that's really difficult in a relationship because part of growth, there's going to be challenges. And when there's challenges, you're going to ask for your partner to maybe make changes or to see some behavior that's not working for both of you. And a lot of times the ego will show up and try to block that. And the ego doesn't actually like change and transformation. It likes security. It likes to be able to predict what's going to happen. It likes to be able to feel like I won.
Control.
I'm in control. And so when we're growing, we're going to always feel out of control and the ego is going to show up.
Exactly. So in a nutshell, when you and your partner are not getting along and you guys are fighting, 9 times out of 10, that's because your egos are showing up.
Mm-hmm.
You're dealing with each other from the egoic energy.
Yeah.
And it's really hard to see sometimes because the ego is very clever. And symptoms of the ego being present, if you feel defensive when your partner's trying to talk to you. Another one is blaming, being defensive, holding on to the past, wanting revenge, feeling like a victim, being angry with your partner. Those are all signs that your ego is present, and you will never make progress until you can first acknowledge that and be aware of that. Then you can start changing it. And many of you guys have seen it with your own partners. Your partner's doing something, they're being aggressive, they're being mean-spirited, they're being defensive, and you see it, you're watching them, but they can't see it, but you can see it. But then 9 times out of 10, when your partner's ego shows up and they say something that's hurtful or mean, then all of a sudden now it triggers you. And then your ego shows up. Now you got 2 people that are being defensive, 2 people that are being vengeful, 2 people that are being angry and that want to attack. And once again, the ego wants to be perceived a certain way.
Yeah.
And anyone that doesn't perceive that your ego in that certain way, then that person becomes a threat.
Yep.
That person becomes the enemy. So the ego ain't going to get you there. The spirit's going to get you to where you want to be. If you want a great relationship, you have to learn to operate with each other and connect with each other through your spirit.
Yeah.
How do you know when your spirit's around? When you're operating from the spiritual energy. When you guys are connected, that's spirit.
Yes.
When you guys are feeling gratitude and appreciation, that's spirit. When you guys are being gentle and loving and dealing with each other from the heart and forgiving and understanding and open and vulnerable, that's the spirit. So do you see the difference there? When you operate from spirit, you have no other choice but to have a beautiful relationship in life.
Mm-hmm.
When you operate from ego, it goes south. You're not going to get there. It's going to be very, very difficult. And once again, you can't get rid of your spirit. You can't kill your spirit. You shouldn't. Your spirit, not your spirit.
I was going to say, really?
Yeah, your ego. My bad.
Where are we going with spirit? Don't let go of your spirit. Let go of your ego.
That was the ego trying to slip in there and trying to throw me off course.
Right.
So when you operate from your ego, it's never going to get you to where you want to be in your relationship. But you can't get rid of your ego. You don't want to get rid of your ego because your ego is a part of you, a very important part of you. So let's take them through the process. We're going to take you through some steps on, first of all, how to identify your ego, separate yourself from your ego, and start letting your ego serve you instead of it being your master. That's what it's there for, to serve you, not to run your life, not to run your relationship, but to serve you.
Before we go through the process, I want to share a quick example, okay? Mm-hmm. So last week we were working with a couple, and the wife came on first and said she had 3 things that she wanted to request from her husband that she felt like would make them closer. And so we said, that's all fine and good, but if you have 3 requests, then he gets 3 requests too. It's not one-sided, right? Like, it's fine to ask each other for change, right? Because we're always evolving and we always need something different. And a lot of times when people ask for change, the ego will show up and perceive that asking as lack. You're asking for something different because you're saying that I'm not good enough. I'm not doing it. So then the ego becomes defensive. But what was interesting about this was when we did the session, we started with him, right? We started with him asking for what he wanted. We just asked him to say one thing that he would like to see change in the relationship. And when he made his ask, she listened. And when he was done talking and she came back, her response was, I'm offended that you're asking for that. And she just went into it. How dare you? And I can't do that. And you don't want me. And I'm not good enough. And so just forget it. And when we called out the ego, she was like, oh no, I'm not doing that. I'm good. I'm in alignment. I'm fine. I'm happy. Everything's okay. I'm just saying what he's asking for is unobtainable, which is not true. Mm-hmm. It was a very simple ask.
Right.
And so once we called out her ego, it literally was like she saw it and then turned into a different person. Yeah. And then once we got her outside of it, she was like, I hate when I do that. I don't know why I do that. And so she was able to actually see that there's this whole other side of herself that shows up and is actually blocking the flow of love. You can't get what you want from your partner if you're not willing to give to your partner. It's reciprocity, right? It's an exchange. And a lot of times what happens in relationships is you can't even ask each other for what you want because the ego jumps right in and shuts that shit down and is like, knock it off. Don't ask me for anything. I'm perfect. How dare you? You're saying I'm not enough. And I like having the ego discussion because I just know how much love is on the other side of that. If you can just talk your ego down and move it out of the way and talk to each other spirit to spirit, that's where the love is. And that's where the growth and expansion is. And ego just wants to shut that shit down. So talking about it and learning how to manage it can really take your relationship, your marriage to the next level.
Well, how do you do that, Melanie? Someone may ask.
Okay, Anthony. Well, first of all, I'm going to explain where the ego starts, and then I'll let you do the exercise of how to manage it. Is that okay?
It was just like we know.
Okay. So first of all, your ego is not a bad thing. Everyone has an ego, like Anthony said earlier. It starts to develop when you're about 2 years old. You're not controlling your ego. You're not creating it. It was created when you were a toddler. And it shows up when babies start to recognize that they're separate from their mommy and from their family. They have self-awareness, individual awareness. And that's when they start saying things like, no, me, mine. Before that, babies don't say that. They just are. But once they have this realization, that's where the ego is starting to develop. And that's when programming starts happening. We start telling our children, no, good, bad. So then they start assessing, and the ego comes in as a way to help guide us forward and feel safe and protected. But over time, the ego starts to take on negative perspectives.
Let me jump in before you go further.
Do it. Go.
So you're absolutely right.
Oh, thank you. I don't have to be right.
You did good job, Coach.
Thank you.
You sound like you've done this before.
Yeah, a couple times.
So the ego, look at it like when you first start off and you come into this world as a newborn, you're pure, positive, spiritual, God source energy. Uncut. Uncut.
Uncut love.
Uncut.
Yes.
And so, but then as that loving baby, and you could tell that you're connected to spirit. That's why everybody loves babies, because they're so in alignment that when you're around them, they automatically pull you into alignment.
Yes.
Beautiful. They could pee on you, poop on you, and you just laugh it off. Like, that's so funny.
Cute.
That's so cute, because it's pure source energy.
Uh-huh.
Now, as that beautiful spirit starts moving through the world, they start hearing things like good, bad, wrong, naughty, punishment, reward. The spirit's not ready to deal with that. It doesn't have any tools for that. And so all of a sudden, it starts to run into a little challenging energy that starts getting it out of alignment. And you start getting criticisms. You go to school, and kids start picking on you. So then it's like you're vulnerable and it's too painful. And that's where the ego pops up. And then the ego goes, don't worry, I'll protect you. We got to act like we got it all down perfect. We got to act like we don't make mistakes. We got to, if someone attacks us, we got to attack them first. We can't admit that we're wrong. So it comes up with all of these strategies to protect you. It doesn't solve the real issue. It's like a Band-Aid, but it's better than nothing. Now, the problem is, over time, the more we utilize that ego, eventually the ego starts to take over our life. It's like a separate entity that's a part of us.
Yeah.
Before we created it, now all of a sudden it's taken over our life. Now we find ourselves in the back seat and the ego is running the program. Then after a while, we start to identify the ego as us. We just, I forgot the term for it. Fusion. Energetic fusion. We just fuse together to become one. So now we're operating from ego all day, all night, every day. And the more you do that, the more dormant the spirit becomes. The less powerful you become, the less connected you are. So when you move into your relationship with that energy, you'll never be satisfied. You'll never truly connect. It's going to be constant conflict because you're operating from ego. Now, once you flip it, and we're going to take you through the exercise right now, how do you flip it? How do you change it? Because that's when everything changes. Here's how it changes. Step one, the awareness that you have an ego. 2, the awareness that you are not the ego. You are separate. 3, now you have to separate yourself from the ego. How do you do that? Here's what we do. We do it by giving our ego a name. So, for example, I have an ego. His name is Antoine. And for many, many years, Antoine has been running this show because I wasn't aware of the ego. Once I give him a name, I can separate him from me. I can use my imagination, that visual of its separation. I'm not trying to kill Antoine. I'm just letting him know, Antoine, I see you. Antoine is not Anthony. Anthony's connected to spirit. Antoine's connected, operating from ego. Now, just doing that will bring you relief. You'll start to feel a difference. Like, whoa, wait a minute. Now, I know when Antoine shows up. When Antoine shows up, my energy changes. Whenever I feel fear, whenever I feel shame, guilt, anger, I know that Antoine is running the program. That's when I go, Antoine, I see you. I got this. Step aside. You're not here to run the program. You're here to serve me. I run the program. I love you, but I got this. Now, all of a sudden doing that, I'm taking my power back. But Antoine's not going to give up because Antoine knows me better than anyone else on this planet. So he knows my weaknesses. He knows all of my secrets. He knows my fears. So his goal is to get back in control over and over and over and over again, as many times as he can, as much as he can. And if I'm not on top of my game, he's going to get me every time. When me and Melanie are not connected and I'm feeling not connected from her, that's Antoine. Antoine, I got this. You don't know shit about relationships. This is mine. I got it. Back away. When I'm feeling irritated with my kids and they're looking at me weird, that jerk that showed up is Antoine. It's not me. Yeah. And just by separating yourself from your ego, I can accept criticism. I could look at myself better, easier, because I realize it's not me. You don't take it as personally. It's a part of me, an aspect of me that I'm trying to get under control. So when I'm in that energy, I let Melanie know Antoine's here. That means that let's not talk about this right now. Then I'm going to go away and I'm going to get my power back over Antoine. And I do that by, first of all, once again, calling him out. And every time I call him out, he's like, damn it, got me. And he runs off, but he'll come back again.
Yep.
But I just have to be on my game. So it's beautiful to have an ego, but your ego isn't there to run the show. You're going to need your ego. Let's say somebody's, is a big crowd that you got to stand up in front of and speak, but you're afraid of speaking. That's when you call your ego. Be like, hey, ego, let's go. Let's pretend like we're fearless. And your ego will jump in there and help you take over. Somebody's going to hurt you or hurt a loved one that you're with. The spirit ain't even trying to fight evil. Right. No, the spirit ain't about that life. You don't want that smoke. But your ego wants that smoke. So that's when you want to call your ego. It's beneficial. So it's there to serve you. You just have to know when to use it. You have to take control of it. You have to be the master.
Yes. I also have an ego. Her name's Mallory. And what I've found with Mallory is when I love her into submission, a lot of times when people hear about ego, they think, I want to kill it. I want to get rid of it. I want to annihilate it. Part of reaching your fullest potential is self-love, and your ego is a part of you. So you don't want to hate it. You don't want to kill it. You want to love it into submission. And once you separate yourself from it and you start talking to your ego, you want to talk to your ego in a loving way. You don't want to be mean to it. Like Anthony said, I love you, but I'm going to listen to spirit on this one. I want to handle this in a different way. One of the things that I do with my ego is I tell her, I want to handle it a different way. And if that doesn't work, I will come and get you, girl. And we will fight somebody if we need to. But first, I want to come from a place of love and a place of spirit. And I appreciate you, but you are on standby if I need you, because I want Mallory to know that she is beneficial to me and that I love her and that I'm not trying to get rid of her, but I am running the show. I'm in charge. I don't just react the way she wants me to. I want to take time and I want to be present and I want to respond through my spirit.
I agree. Yeah. And the thing about the ego is that all of us have our childhood trauma, our crap. And the ego's carrying that crap.
Yeah.
And that's why things tend to go crappy when the ego shows up.
Because, you couldn't have said that any better, Anthony.
Yeah, it's simple.
Appreciate that.
Simple. Yeah.
So great.
Straight to the point.
Yeah.
And that's why it's so important to be aware. How do you feel when your ego shows up?
Yeah.
What are your thoughts when your ego shows up?
Yeah. How do you recognize it?
Yeah. And if you pay attention, you can tell. You can feel it in your body. You can feel the anger. You can feel that you're out of alignment. You can feel that negative energy. That's your indicator. And so developing that awareness, because the ego is smooth.
Yeah.
It's smooth. It knows how to manipulate you. But the more you can catch it, the more you can master it.
This is the hard part for people. This is why they don't let go of their ego. When you're listening to ego just wants to dominate and win, right? And the way that you calm your ego down is you talk to it and you tell it you want to come through the perspective of spirit, right?
Mhm.
And spirit is loving and compassionate and kind. And ego hates that. Ego, you will feel it. It'll be like, no, I don't want to change my perspective. It'll tell you things like, you're just making excuses for them. They need to be held accountable. I need to prove my point.
Mhm.
That is all ego. And if you think about the energy behind that, it's domination. And that domination is really, ego is like, I'm right and I want everybody else to be wrong. I want them to suffer and I want to make them pay. Now, if you think about that, how are you going to create love from that? How is love going to come from that? How is somebody going to rebound and go, okay, I'm going to be vulnerable and open and feel safe with you now that you've dominated me with your words or your actions, or you've taken control and made me powerless in this relationship? And so if you see that side of yourself coming up, or even if your partner is telling you that you're doing that and you don't see it, what you can do is say, if that's happening, if I'm doing that, I want to see it. I want to notice it. And give your ego a name and say, I want to notice what my ego is doing. As soon as you request that you want to see it and you want to understand it, it will be revealed to you. It really will. And we have that much power. We are this entity that we can change at will, but we can't make changes in ourselves when we don't understand ourselves. And most people don't even understand when their ego shows up or why or how. Most people think ego is arrogance, right? Most people think ego is just like, oh, somebody who's full of themselves and is always talking about themselves and saying how great they are. But ego, it can also make you feel like a victim and tell you everybody's against you and it's so hard for you and nobody likes you. Ego can show up as a controller. If we control everything, then we're safe. Ego can show up and pretend to be spiritual.
Mm-hmm.
It could show up and say, I'm just telling you because, that's what God wants you, how God wants you to be. We see that in a lot of the media. We see that in politics, right? Like using spiritual talk to dominate. And so recognizing your ego and loving it into submission, it can actually become your biggest cheerleader. But you have to pay attention to it and you have to reprogram it and take charge of it and not let it take charge of you. Because if it takes charge of you, it's going to run rampant. I want to give one more tip on the ego that helps once you name your ego. When you are talking your ego off the ledge, you're maybe having an argument with someone or someone did something and you feel this negative energy, like you want to go fight them or you want to go tell them about yourself, or you find yourself up all night rehearsing the words that you're going to say to them to dominate them and win the conversation, right? When you want to shift that energy to, I want to deal with this through spirit, if you try to tell your ego, I want to deal with this through spirit, it's going to go crazy. It's going to go into obsessive thinking. No, I need to tell them. They need to be held accountable. They did me wrong. I'm not putting up with that. And then now you're wide awake dealing with all these negative thoughts that make you even angrier and make you want to go in more ego. The key is to give your ego a time limit. I'm going to handle this through a more positive way for the next 24 hours. So ego, I need you to chill out. For Mallory, I need to go sit down somewhere for 24 hours. Let me deal with this through spirit. If it doesn't work in 24 hours, I'll come get you and we'll kick some ass, whatever she needs to hear, right? Like I just need to sit her down for a time so that I can connect with spirit and I can hear the guidance of spirit, because spirit is always going to guide me to love, to connection, to heart energy.
Exactly. So, to make it very simple, whenever you feel love, abundance, and appreciation, that's spirit.
Yes.
Whenever you feel shame, lack, guilt, anger, any of those negative emotions, control, that's your ego.
Yeah.
So, I want to leave you guys with this simple step: name it, know it, then show it how to serve you.
You are...
Name it, know it, show it how to serve you.
Mallory really likes how you get down, Anthony.
Thank you. Antoine really likes it. How you get down. That's right. It's not good when Anthony and Mallory show up at the same time. Antoine, I'm saying, Mallory. It goes bad. So remember that, guys. Remember that. All right. So
I just want to thank you guys for hanging out with us today.
That was a good episode.
Yeah, it was really good. We really love and appreciate you guys. So we just want to thank you guys for hanging out with us.
That's right. And if you guys haven't had a chance to get a copy of our book yet, Crack the Code, Secrets to Achieving Your Happily Ever After, then get a copy today, available at Amazon.com. And if you guys are interested in coaching with Amazing Clarks, you can coach via phone, by Zoom, or maybe even in person, depending if you're in the LA area or the Charlotte area at the right time.
Mm-hmm.
So to learn more about coaching, check us out at theamazingclarks.com. If you guys are interested in becoming a life coach or just want to learn some skills to life coach yourself or the people around you, check out our life coach training and certification course at Law of Attraction, lifecoachacademy.com.
And make sure you're connecting with us on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube at The Amazing Clarks. And remember, you guys, to go there, you got to grow there.
So there you go, people. We gave it to you. Now, what you going to do with it?
Love the Amazing Clarks.
See you next time.
See you next time.